In this problem, we are given that the two trains they start from 129 miles apart from each other, and then they travel toward each other on the parallel tracks. Now they meet with each other after 1.5 hours, and they give us that one train travel 4 miles per hour faster than the other one. So find the speed of each train. So in this case, we have the faster train and the slower train. Now the question here involves the speed, and we know speed is equal to distance over time. In this case, the distance is in mile and time is in hour. Okay, so what if I call x variable to be the speed? I call x the speed of the slower chain. So this is the speed. Now I call this the speed of the slower chain, and we have to find the speed of this one and also the faster chain too, because they are asking us for the speed of each chain. Now we know that the slower chain is 4 miles per hour less than the faster one. So therefore, if we call x to be the speed of the slower chain, then the speed of the faster chain should be what? Should be x plus 4, because this is faster, 4 miles per hour faster than the slower one. Okay. Now, using this information, they are meeting with each other after 1.5 hours. And remember, initially they are 129 miles per hour. So I have one car here, one car here. The distance between them is 129, right? 129, and this one is traveling to the right, and this one is traveling to the left. Now, if they meet with each other, that means their total distance of travel must be 129, because initially they are 129 miles from each other. Now, after 1.5 hours, they meet somewhere in between. That means the distance of this one on the right and the distance of this one on the left, if we sum them up together, they must travel a total of 129. Okay. Now, after 1.5 hours, we can use the distance formula. So the distance formula is equal to the speed multiplied by the time. So the distance that the faster chain travel is the speed, which is x plus 4, multiplied by the time, which is 1.5. So 1.5 hours they meet each other. Now the distance of this is the distance of the faster chain, and also the distance of the slower one also equal to what? Equal to the speed. In this case is x, and the time is 1.5 hour. Okay, or just 1.5x. Now this is the distance of the slower chain, and this is the distance of the faster chain. Now if you sum the two distances together, they must equal to 129 after 1.5 hour. So if I sum that together, x plus 4, 15, I sum with the slower one, 1.5x, they must be 129 miles, because after 1.5 hour they meet with each other in between. That means they have traveled a distance of 129 miles. Now we have the equation, then we can solve for x. You can solve for x by multiply 1.5 to x and 4. I have 1.5x and 6. 1.5 times 4 is 6, and plus 1.5x here equal 129. Now combine the like term, 1.5x and 1.5x give me 3x equal plus 6 equal 129. Now minus 6 on both sides give me 3x equal 3 3x equal 120. So 129 minus 6, that's 123. And if you want to solve for x, divide by 3 on both sides. So x should be 123 divided by 3 give me 41. So 41 is the speed of the slower train, or 41 miles per hour, and therefore the speed of the faster train should be 4 more over 41, which is 41 plus 4, or is equal to 45 miles per hour. So one is 45, one is 44, 1, which should be part A. I mean the option A. Okay, let's go to the next question. Now we have a boat travel 36 miles downstream in 4 hours, and then it returns upstream in 12 hours. Find the rate of speed of the current and the speed of the boat in still water, and they let x to be the speed of the boat in still water and y should be the speed of the current. Now r is the rate or the speed, t is the time, and d is the distance. Now the rate, when you are going downstream, that means you go with the flow of the water. So your speed of the boat, you add that with the speed of the current, because we are going with the flow of the current. So the rate, we add them. Now if you go upstream, that means you are going against the flow of the water. Therefore your speed minus the speed of the current. Your speed is decreased by the speed of the current. The time, you are going downstream in 4 hours and you are going upstream for 12 hours. We are taking the value from here. And finally, the distance. Remember, distance equal to speed multiplied by the time. Now distance equal to the speed. Speed in here is the rate, so x plus y multiplied by the time, which is 4. So using the same information here, the distance for the upstream is the speed, or x minus y multiplied by the time, in this case 12. So after we fill out this table, they want to find the rate of the speed of the current and the speed of the boat. That means they want to find the value of x and y. Okay, so how do we do that? Remember, the distance that you go all the way downstream, and then later on you go back all the way upstream, right? Imagine this is the flow of current. Okay, so we have this one. So if you go from here all the way down here, I say that you are going downstream, and then by the end you go back upstream. Now the distance that you go all the way downstream and the distance you go from downstream to upstream, the distance have to be the same, right? The distances have to be the same, or these two distance value must be the same. So I can conclude that for x plus y, the distance of downstream must be equal to the distance when you go back upstream. So downstream is on the top, upstream on the bottom. They must equal to each other. Now you can solve for x and y. So let's do the distribution here. I can have 4 times x plus 4y, and do the same thing here. 12x and then 12y, 12x and then minus 12y. Now let's solve for x. So I subtract 4x on both sides. I get 4y equal 12 minus 4, give me ax minus 12y, and I plus 4y on both sides. I got ax equal what? 16y. Now I divide by a on both sides. That's give me x equal 2y. Now I solve x equal 2y. That means I can rewrite x in terms of y. So x is equal to 2y, right? X equal to 2y. And now using this information, both travel 36 miles downstream. That means the distance is traveled downstream is 36 miles. So the distance of downstream here, 4x plus y, this should be equal to 36, right? Because the distance of downstream is 36 miles. And again here, x, I can rewrite as 2y. So everywhere I see x, I write that as 2y. So 4x, I write 2y plus y equal 36. That is 3y times 4 equal 36. 4 times 3 is 12y equal 36. Divide both sides by 12. I got y equal 3. Now y equal 3. Now once I have y, I can solve for x. Y equal 3. So 2 times 3, x is 6. So one is 6, the other one is 3. So 6 is the speed of the both in still water, and y equal 3 is the speed of the current. Okay, let's go to the last question. The last word problem. We are given the info that two cars, they are leaving a city and they head in the same direction. So if I have the car number 1 and the car number 2, they are heading on the same direction. Okay. So after 5 hours, the faster car is 35 miles ahead of the slower car. Okay. Again, we are dealing with the type question, the speed equal to the distance over the time, right? Over the time. And we are asking for the speed of the two cars. So now I have the faster car and I have the slower car. And remember, speed here equal to the distance over time. Now, if I let x to be the distance of the faster car. Okay, if I let x to be the distance that the faster car travel, then the speed of the faster car equal to the distance over time, or in this case x over the time. This time is 5 hours. Now the slower car, the speed, because after 5 hours the faster car is 35 miles ahead of the slower car, we know that x is the distance of the faster car. Now the distance of the slower car should be the distance of the faster car minus 35, and then the time still 5 hours. So now I have the speed of the faster car, speed of the slower car, and we are trying to find this value because they are looking for the speed of the two cars. But I know that another information, the slower car has traveled 255 miles. So I know that this is the distance over the time, and I know that the distance of the slower car here traveled 255 miles. So this distance equal to 255. Therefore, I can solve for x by adding 35 on both sides. I got 2 90. So x is 290 miles, right? Now, for the speed of the slower car, I know that it's travel 255 from the given problem over 5, and that's give me 51 miles per hour for the slower one. Now, the faster one, we solve for x using this information, so we know that the mile is 290 and the time is 5, so it's give me 290 divided by 5 is 58 miles per hour, and this one is 51 miles per hour. So one is 51, the other one is 58, which is D. Okay, let's go over 30. So we are given 3x multiplied by minus 3x, minus 3x again, minus 3x. And they want to write the expression using the exponent. So remember, minus multiplied with minus give you positive. And then minus and minus give you positive. So the answer should be a positive value. Now, 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9, 9 times 3 is 27. 27 times 3, it should be 81. But remember, they asked us to write the expression as the exponent. So we have minus 3x multiplied by itself 4 times. That means minus 3x to the power of 4. So the answer should be B. 31. They want us to simplify by writing the expression with positive exponent. So I have 3 to the 6 multiplied by x to the 9 over 3 to the 9 x to the 4. Now we have the same base 3, so I write that down. I minus the exponent 6 minus 9, and the same base x, 9 minus 4. I have 6 minus 9 give me minus 3. 9 minus 4 give me 5. Now they want the answer in terms of the positive exponent. We don't want a negative here. So in order to convert this one back to the positive one, you have to bring it down to the denominator and then put a 1 on top. And the same thing here, we still have x to the 5th, or if you just multiply x by 1, that gives me x to the 5th over 3 to the 3. 32. We are asking to ask the polynomial. So I have minus 3 plus 3x to the 7 plus 4x to the 9 minus 4x to the 8 plus 7x to the 8 plus 9x to 7 plus 9 plus 7x to the 9. Now, before you can add all of them, you must get rid of the parentheses here, so you can combine them together. So because we have the plus sign, therefore you can get out the take out the parentheses here without changing any sign. So I rewrite the whole thing down, and then I ignore the parentheses. And then on the first expression, I keep it the same thing. Plus 4x9 minus 4x8. Now, when we have everything on the same line, we can combine the like term together. So first, let's take a look at the highest power. So we have to the power of 9. I have 4x to the 9th, and I have 7x to the 9th. So combine the like term. 7 plus 4 give me that's 11x to the 9. Because I have 4x to the 9 and I have 7 more x to the 9. I add them together, I got 11x to the 9. So I take care of this term. Now, x to the 8th power, I have minus 4, I have 7, right? Minus 4 plus to 7, that give me 3 x to the 8. So I have positive 3 x to the 8. So I take care of this 8th exponent. The next one is the 7th one. I have 3 and I add to 9, which gives me 12 x to the 7. So I take care of this one, and the remaining terms is 9 minus 3 give me 6, positive 6, and this should be the answer. Okay, here in this question 33, we are asking to subtract. So I have 4x to the 7 plus 7x to the 9 plus 1 plus 9x to the 8 and minus 4 minus 4x to the 8th power plus 2x to the 9 and plus 2x to the 7. Now, because there's a minus 1 in front of the parentheses, in order to open out the parentheses here, you must change all the sign when you take out the parentheses here. So this minus and minus become plus 4. This minus and minus become plus 4 x 8. Minus and plus give me minus 2x to the 9. Minus and plus give me minus, sorry, this should be minus x to the 7. Now, for this first expression, we don't have to worry about that. So rewrite everything out here. And the last thing is now we combine the like term. So the highest power is to the 9 power. I have 7 and minus 2. That gives me 5x to the 9. So I take care of this term. And the next one is the 8th power. So I have 9. I plus 4. I got 13x to the 8. So I cancel the term. The next one is 7. I have 4. I minus 2. I got plus 2x to the 7. I take care of this term. And the remaining term is 1 plus 4. Give me 5. So that should be the answer. Okay. The next question is they want to find the product between AP minus 1 and 64p squared plus AP plus 1. Now find the product, that means find the multiplication of these two factors. Now the first one, do the distribution rule to each of the term here. So 6AP, 8 times 64, if you use a calculator for that, 8 times 64, that gives me 512. And P, here's P to the first power, and you add the 2, that gives me P to the third power. Now 8 times 8 gives me 64. P1 here, you add the two exponents together, that's give me P to the second power. And AP times 1 or multiply by 1 give me AP. Now minus 1 times this give me minus 64p squared. Minus 1 times minus AP give me minus AP. Minus 1 times plus 1 give me minus 1. Just do the multiplication of this one to the 3 term here. Now after you multiply them, do the simplification. Now for the P to the third power, we only have one term, so we rewrite that. For the square, I have 64 and I have minus 64, so it's gone. Now AP and minus AP is also gone. I have minus 1 left. So that's the answer. The next question, 35. again, find the product. I have 7p plus 10 over 7p minus 10. Again, we can use a FOIL for this this one. So multiply here to here, and this one and this one. 7 times 7 is 49. P1, that's give me p square. 7 times 10, there's a minus, so we have minus 7, 10, that's 70, and then p. 10 and 7, that give me 70 p. 10 and minus 10, that give me minus 100. Now simplify this. Minus 7p plus 7p, they add up to 0. We have 49 p squared minus 100. So that should be the answer. Let's go to the next one. 36. Problem 36. So they asked us to perform the division. I have 20x to the 7 minus 30x to the 4 over minus 5x to the 7. Now, before we can do the division, remember, this numerator, we have 2 terms. The denominator, we have 1 term. So we can split them apart, right? So I take the first term, I divide by this one. So I have 20x to 7 divided by minus 7x to the 7. And then minus 30, I have minus 30x to the 4 over minus 5x to the 7. The reason I can split them apart because they have the same denominator, therefore I can combine the top together. Give me back this one. Now, the first one, x to the 7 and x to the 7, it's cancel each other. 20 divided by minus 5, that's give me minus 4. 20 divided by minus 5 give me minus 4. Now, x to the 4, x to the 7, and we remember here, minus divided by minus give me plus. 30 divided by 5 give me 6. And x have the same base, subtract the exponent 4 minus 7. So I have what? 6x 4 minus 7, that's minus 3. If you don't want a negative exponent, you can bring it down to the bottom. 4 plus 6 over x, and then turn that into positive exponent. That should be your answer. And I believe this one is the option D. Okay, let's do 37. Again, perform the division. I have 6m squared plus 8m minus 8. This side of the division side, m plus 2. Okay, now we can write this one as a fraction, so it's easier to see, right? This thing divided by m plus 2. Okay. In order to cancel the m plus 2 or divide by m plus 2 at the bottom, you can try to factor the top and see if you can cancel that or not. Now, I have 6m squared, 8m, I have minus 8. So the only common factor is 2. So let's factor out the 2. If I factor out 2, I have 3m squared, right? And then factor out the 2 for the 8m, I got 4m and minus 4. Because minus 4 times 2 give back minus 8. And divide by m plus 2. Okay, and let's try to divide this one. Now we need to factor out this expression so that we can have the m plus 2 on the top, and we can cancel that with the bottom. So let's try to factor that out. 2. Now for the bottom I still have m plus 2, and I want to factor the top into two factors, and one of the factor should be m plus 2, right? Because I want to cancel that with the bottom. So what other factor that when I multiply together with m plus 2 give back me this whole thing? We already have m plus 2. Remember, we need another m, so m and m give me m squared. But because we have 3, therefore we have 3m here. So 3m and m give back m squared. Right? Now, we need this number multiplied by this number give me minus 4. So the only solution that can be here is minus 2, because minus 2 multiplied with 2 give me minus 4. Now let's check the other one. I have 3m times 2, that's 6m, and then minus 2m, so 6m minus 2m is 4m, so give me back this one. So yes, these are the two factors of this expression. Now I can cancel m plus 2 on the top and the bottom, so I got 2, 3m minus 2. That is the answer, and I can multiply 2 back. 2 times 3 is 6m, 2 and 2 is minus 4. So this is the answer. Let's do the last problem, 38. Again, do the division of y squared plus 4y plus 4 over y plus 2. Again, we are trying to find this expression on the top to have the factor of y plus 2, so we can cancel that with the bottom. Okay, so let's try that. I factor that into two expressions. Again, one is y plus 2. So the reason that I want to factor this one into two other factor, because I want to cancel with the bottom one. Now I think that one of the factors should be y plus 2, because I want to cancel that with the bottom. Now another factor, which what should be the answer, that when I multiply it back, it give me this one. Now because there's y here, so there must be y here. Y and y give me y squared. Now there's a 4 here, so 2 multiplied with this number here give me 4, so that must be 2, because 2 times 2 is 4. Now let's check 4y. The 2 outside, 2 and y give me 2y, and then the 2y inside here give me 4y when I add them together. So yes, this should be the factor of the top. Now I can cancel that in the bottom, and the final answer I get it 2y plus 2, and that should be the option A.